I'm really losing it now sometimes when the lights go out. Something about the background sound doesn't matter if you're around. Drifting off, faded out. If I was in the ocean now I'd probably drown. Like being underground with the red lights on. Gotta put the foot down and get a move on. If you turn it down, don't top me out. Keep the light on, I won't make a sound. Coming back strong, or am I just fading out?
Welcome race fans back to Project Racing. My name is Webbo here for the sprint race for round 5 at Interlagos. Niki Lauda leads the championship on 67 points, 8 ahead of Tango in second place. Hervas is third, having only taken part in 3 races so far, with Brum, Taffy Dog, Cool Breeze, Lord Top Hat, Tarmac Terror all in the following order top 8, with Red in 9th after finishing fantastically, but only once this season on 20 points. Red in P9. We are getting ready for the feature race. We have 6 laps on the soft tyres around Interlagos. Without further ado, let's get trackside and see how the drivers get on then. We are ready for the next round of the championship here for the sprint at Interlagos. It's dropped the clutch, it's go, go, go. Red away beautifully, straight away. Tarmac Terror trying to squeeze down the middle of the front row starters. Looks like he's going to get into P2 at very least. Red stamps on the brakes. Several drivers colliding with Red, who ends up going very wide, almost spinning the 39, managing to just hold on, but it is absolutely anybody's right down in the distance. Brum getting all out of shape. Let's go back and see Brum start then from on board near the absolute back of the grid. This is on board with Niki Lauda, apologies, as we head down, just taking our time, waiting to see when there might be any kind of situation arising for him. Makes contact with the Katana AI team colours in front. I think that's Bijan on his debut. Niki Lauda posted right down to the back of the grid, and we see at the front we've got Red right there in P1, heading into Decido de Lago ahead of the 39, and then, as I mentioned before, absolutely anybody's. It's a complete Aussie P3, 4, 5, Cool Breeze, Top Hat, Tarmac Terror, and Brum trying to sneak his way in there as an honorary Aussie, wearing the Union flag, of course. Brum getting himself up into P5, Tango into 6th place with Tarmac Terror, all the way down to 7th, sadly, from row 2 on the grid. Didn't work out for the Macedonian flag driving, wearing that is the Redline Syndicate racing car, trying to navigate with his teammate out there, but the teeth are bared on the front of Brum's car as he's looking to engage race day mode here on the end of lap 1. Through Yonsao they go. The eyes have it. Red is sprinting away at the front of this grid, taking advantage of his somewhat out of form front row start on this reverse grid start for the championship, as we focus on Lord Top Hat, who appears to have the best run coming out of Yonsao, climbing the hill through the start finish section of the Interlagos racetrack. It looks like it's Cool Breeze holding firm on the inside lane. Top Hat trying to ride the wall of death on the outside of turn 1 through the Estos Senna. Gets a little tag from the Team Bad driver on his way by, but I think Lord Top Hat had pretty much lost control before that point. Cool Breeze in P3 with a big gap in front of him to try and close in. There's Brum in P4, and it's Tango getting ahead, or at least side by side with Lord Top Hat around the outside of Decido del Lago. Ran our reigning Tardis Cup champion here. Here is Tango. It looked like Lord Top Hat went for a move down the inside. There's a tiny touch between them on the with the benefit of hindsight there. But as we go back towards that the live coverage, we just see Brum having a look and pressurizing the all chrome beautiful livery of the Western Sydney Racing, Cool Breeze, and of course Taffy Dog. Taffy Dog down in 8th at the moment. Red continues to lead out front. Cool Breeze and Brum fighting over P3 on this second lap of just the 6th. Of course, just a sprint race situation in towards SA Corner, down into the tight banked left-hander we go. It looks to be plenty of action happening in the background of the top 8. Taffy Dog and Tarmac Terror both getting a little sideways as one navigates past the other. Bijan is down in P10. No one was expecting to see that. A driver who is more than used to this Ferrari 296, but not used to starting here at Project Racing. But of course, given the back row, given that he's not a permanent driver until this point. So we will see Brum in P4 hounding the back of Cool Breeze here. Looks like the 39 AF Corsa car is a little bit slow off Yon Sal that time. Brum to the inside, down into curve 1, and there's a little rub of paintwork, no harm through there. Brum just trying to close off any avenue of running side by side through the Estor Senna and through, of course, the Curva del Sol and onto the Retta Aposta. And our drivers absolutely flying by this beautiful positioning. Then down the Retta Aposta towards the lake, the Descido del Lago, the descent of the lake. There are 2 lakes that Interlagos, between the lakes track, is situated, and you might catch a small glimpse there. In fact, right in the background, in front of the favelas, is one of those said lakes. We have Lord Topad in 6th, Niki Lauda in 7th position. Very unfamiliar territory for the Team Bad leader of the championship. Taffy Dog in 8th, Bijan in 9th, Tarmac Terror in P10, flashing the lights as you'll see most controller drivers doing in towards Bico de Pato, where they go here on this 3rd racing lap of the 6th. The 39 coming under intense pressure right now because Brum is absolutely on a mission to get hold of that P2 and then go off in pursuit of long-term rival and friend Red out up front. Red celebrating having passed his driving test, and we were most happy to hear that news. Lord Topad in 6th. Niki Lauda now starting to motor on forwards, going around the outside on the climb up the hill here. Good run out of Yon Sao for Niki, but Lord Top Hat positioning the car beautifully in the middle of the circuit there on the way into the corner. A little bit of sunlight glinting off, but that's no way to make a pass, surely. Down into the Ciudad del Lago we go. Defensive shape thrown by the 39 to the inside here as Brum will try and do the outside-inside cutback. A little bit of, there's definite contact there, and the AF Corsa driver certainly not managing to deal with that one very well at all. Cool Breeze, Tango, Brum all making their way by, turning a potential P2 into a defensive P4 right now. And it looked like the Western Sydney Racing driver leaving a bit of space following contact, but Tango, the beneficiary, frankly, of contact, multiple contact on the yellow Ferrari 296. Niki Lauda's in P6, has managed to muscle his way by Lord Top Hat. Bijan is in 8th now. Tarmac Terror in 9th. Taffy Dog, something terrible happened to Taffy out here. Let's see if we can't see exactly what went down for Taffy. It looks like he's been off the circuit. There it is. An exit out of Mergulio, I think it was, for Taffy Dog, unfortunately. And that has posted him a long way back in the order. So we find Red in first now, Brum in second position, Tango in third, and the 39 still desperately clinging on by the fingernails to P4. Cool Breeze, though, all over the back of him like a bad rash goes Cool Breeze in the Western Sydney Racing entry here. I think he was second in last year's Tardis Cup, Cool Breeze. It's not been quite the same happy hunting ground so far this season, but he does look to get more and more on terms with this difficult, heavy race car of the Ferrari 296 this season. Of course, all drivers utilising the same new GT3 car here to the racers used to running other GT3 cars in this GT7 format. Red out front, glinting red wheel rims, of his beautiful design here. Looks like he might be a teammate with Herbas, given the colour system, but they are the team Red Hats out there. Tango is in P3. Looks like the yellow AF Corsa driver, number 39, has managed to just put a small gap on Cool Breeze. Niki Lauda in P6 here, as all drivers are on the Retta Reposta on lap 5, as the fantastic drone cam just follows Niki on his way into that Retta Reposta. Lord Top Hat, it's not been the best of sprint races. They'll be thinking about qualification for the feature and how he can maximise his chances in that feature race. Feel how these soft tyres are handling over the course of this sprint, and what will that mean for his feature race strategy, of course. Bijan in the somewhat brighter, more neon yellow and teal colour scheme of the Katana AI Studio race entry from a different league. Bijan tailing Lord Top Hat. Familiar with the driver, not so much the livery. Tarmac Terror in 9th, Taffy Dog in 10th, and Red is coming out of Yun Sao a country mile ahead of everybody else. Looks like Brum has managed to get by Tango. Let's just go find how that one happened. Did Tango lose control somehow? This happened a long way back, surely. This is madness from Brum. I think, no, my mistake, sorry. Brum did that some time ago. So coming on through then, as they continue through this this race, we've got Red in P1, exiting Yun Sao. We've got Brum a long distance back from Red. Probably won't be dreaming of the win at this stage, but consolidating good points for his team and himself in the Tardis Cup Championship. AF Corsa 39 still struggling here to maintain consistent pace as Cool Breeze right on the tail here. Let's ride with Cool Breeze as we guess whether we're going to be able to go left or right here down the start-finish section of the racetrack. We're right on the outside edge of the run here, flying the rainbow flag of, oh, and it's more contact, unfortunately, for both racers who've come to blows a couple times already through this sprint. Niki Lauda finding his way absolutely perfectly all the way through that problem. He was watching and waiting for this situation to arise. They turn in to Curva 1. The natural flow of both drivers was to make the initial contact. I think probably both could have done better to avoid the secondary, more problematic contact between them. The AF Corsa driver from defending P2 earlier on in the race down to now 7th position as Lord Top Hat makes his way by, and Bijan is hounding him as well. But Bijan has a 3.5 second penalty to pay either at the end of the race or the exit out of Yun Sao and the climb up the hill for the final time. Here comes Red though through the SA corner and then to the left through the highly banked, very slow, low grip exit of that one. Into Pico de Pato we go with Red. A little bit of lag on the car, but it's no problem for anybody else because, of course, he is so far ahead that lag isn't going to feature. Tango in 3rd, Niki Lauda then leading the championship up to 4th from the back of the grid. Fantastic drive from him in just 6 racing laps. Cool Breeze in 5th, Lord Top Hat in 6th, and Bijan still hot on the heels of the 39, but no way by at this stage at all. Lord Top Hat making a micro mistake there, losing momentum into Yun Sao. Should be a drag race up the hill, but it's going to be Red who takes the sprint race win there with the fastest lap on the final lap of the race as well on worn soft tyres. Brum screams home in P2 for Team Bad, and Tango is 3rd, the reigning champion. Niki Lauda is 4th, the current championship leader. It is absolutely nip and tuck between Lord Top Hat and the yellow entry of the AF Corsa driver. Just need to replay that slightly because I could have sworn I saw brake lights on Lord Top Hat's entry here on the Ferrari 296 as they run towards the line. Go to pull aside. There was a little break there on the line. I'm not quite sure how the stewards might rule on that one. Bijan, Cool Breeze home in 7th, Bijan 8th, Tarmac Terror home in 9th. And we have Taffy Dog bringing up the rear, having made up a huge amount of ground after an early problem. Red, Brum, Tango, your sprint race podium.